Mark clutched the worn teddy bear in his hand, a nervous habit from his childhood resurfacing. He sat in the crowded school auditorium, his eyes scanning the rows of students excitedly chattering before the play began. Tonight was Lily's turn to shine in the third-grade production of Alice in Wonderland. Usually, Mark wouldn't have missed it for the world, but tonight, a nagging sense of unease gnawed at him. It had started subtly. A misplaced book, a forgotten lunchbox, a melody hummed off-key. These were minor occurrences, easily dismissed as the usual pre-performance jitters. However, yesterday, when Lily had proudly shown him a picture she'd drawn, a cold dread had settled in Mark's gut. In the picture, two identical girls, dressed as Alice, held hands, beaming at a fantastical tea party. "That's me and Chloe," Lily had chirped, oblivious to the tremor in her father's voice as he mumbled something about how nice it was to have a friend in the play. Now, as the dimmed lights buzzed and the curtain swished open, Mark found himself searching not for Lily, but for this Chloe, this mirror image of his daughter. There, by the giant cardboard teapot, stood a girl with the same fiery red hair, the same freckled nose, the same nervous hand clutching a white rabbit puppet. Mark's breath hitched. It was impossible. He'd raised Lily alone since she was a baby. There had never been another child, another mother. Yet, here she was, a living, breathing copy of his daughter, sharing the stage and the spotlight. The play started, the familiar lines of Alice in Wonderland echoing in the room. But for Mark, the words drifted away. He was fixated on the girls. Lily, his Lily, stumbled over her lines, a flicker of disappointment clouding her eyes. But Chloe, her identical counterpart, delivered her lines with a practiced ease. During the intermission, a frenzy of parents and well-wishers crowded the auditorium. Mark remained glued to his seat, a million questions swirling in his mind. Who were Chloe's parents? Did they know about Lily? Was there some bizarre genetic explanation? Finally, the crowd thinned, and a woman with worried eyes approached him. "You must be Lily's dad," she said, her voice laced with apprehension. "I'm Sarah, Chloe's mom." Mark could only nod, the teddy bear damp in his hand. Sarah, a kind-faced woman with a smattering of worry lines, explained their story. Chloe had been adopted as a baby, a secret Sarah and her husband, David, had always intended to tell her when she was older. They'd never expected to find Lily, another child who looked so much like their own. As the final curtain fell, a bittersweet joy filled Mark's heart. He watched Lily, her face flushed with both relief and disappointment, being congratulated by Chloe and her parents. Sarah had suggested they all meet for coffee sometime. Over steaming mugs the next day, Mark and Sarah shared stories, piecing together the puzzle of their daughter's unlikely resemblance. Through DNA testing, they learned that Sarah and Mark were distant cousins, a fact neither had known. It was a scientific explanation, but it didn't lessen the emotional impact. The initial awkwardness gave way to cautious friendship. Mark learned about David, a warm, gentle man who adored Chloe, and Sarah, a passionate artist. They, in turn, heard about Lily's love for drawing fantastical creatures and her shy, yet blossoming confidence. The girls, on the other hand, took to each other instantly. They found comfort and a sense of belonging in their shared experience. They giggled over their identical freckles, shared secrets and hushed whispers, and became inseparable. Sundays at Mark's became a ritual. Chloe and Lily, dressed in mismatched pajamas, would sprawl on the living room floor, drawing imaginary worlds while Mark and Sarah shared stories and laughter. The air buzzed with a newfound energy, a family slowly being formed from unexpected fragments. One Sunday afternoon, as Mark watched the girls giggling over a particularly silly drawing, Lily hesitantly approached him. "Daddy," she said, her voice small, "can I ask you something?" Mark knelt before her, his heart clenching. "Of course, sweetheart." "What's wrong?" Lily fidgeted, then blurted, "Am I still your special girl?" "Lily," Mark said, cupping her face, "you are my one and only special girl. Nothing, not even Chloe, could ever change that." Lily's eyes welled up. "But Chloe looks just like me. Does that mean she loves you like I do?" Mark smiled, a tear glistening in his eye. Love isn't about looking the same. It's about the connection you build, the memories you share, Mark finished, pulling Lily into a tight hug. Relief washed over her face, replaced by a childish curiosity. So, can Chloe be my special friend sister? Mark chuckled, the sound warm and genuine. Of course she can, sweetheart. Chloe's already more than just a friend, isn't she? Lily nodded vigorously, her eyes sparkling with the joy of a new understanding. The awkwardness of their initial encounter had long since faded, replaced by the easy camaraderie of shared secrets and inside jokes. Chloe was, in many ways, a sister she never knew she needed. Years flew by, marked by school plays, art competitions, and countless sleepovers filled with whispered secrets and flickering flashlights. The Sunday gatherings continued, evolving with the girls. They moved from shared crayons to stolen glances at boys, navigating the complexities of teenage life with the support of their unique family. One spring afternoon, the usual Sunday crew sat around the table, the air thick with anticipation. Lily, now a radiant young woman, held a worn envelope, her hands trembling slightly. It was college acceptance day. With a shaky breath, Lily ripped open the envelope. A collective gasp filled the room as she read the letter, a mixture of shock and delight coloring her face. It was her dream school, the one she'd been aiming for years, on the other side of the country. Tears welled up in Mark's eyes. He was proud, immensely proud, but a pang of fear settled in his stomach. The thought of Lily being so far away felt like a physical ache. Sarah, sensing his emotions, squeezed his hand. "This is a good thing, Mark," she said, her voice firm but gentle. David, ever the optimist, boomed, "Just means you have to visit her more often. Chloe and I can be your tour guides." Lily, sensing her father's unspoken worry, gave him a reassuring hug. "Don't worry, Dad. I'll come home for holidays. And besides, there's always video chat." Mark wrapped his arms around her, the familiar scent of her shampoo a comfort. He knew she was right, but that didn't make letting go any easier. The following weeks were a flurry of packing boxes, tearful goodbyes, and whispered promises to visit. As the car pulled away from Lily's dorm, Mark watched her wave, a small lump forming in his throat. Life continued, albeit with a noticeable absence. Sundays were quieter, the house feeling a little emptier. They filled the void with more frequent visits, forging new memories across the miles. One day, a call from Sarah shattered the calm. Chloe, usually the more adventurous of the two, had gotten into a serious accident while on a backpacking trip with friends. Panic clawed at Mark's throat as he boarded the first available flight. Sarah was a pillar of strength, but the worry etched into her face mirrored his own. They spent agonizing hours in the hospital waiting room, a shared silence speaking volumes. When Chloe finally emerged from surgery, bandaged and pale, Mark felt a surge of relief so potent it left him weak. She was alive, that's all that mattered. The following weeks were a blur of hospital visits, physical therapy sessions, and whispered reassurances. It was during this difficult time that Mark truly saw the depth of their bond. Lily, despite the distance, showered Chloe with care packages and phone calls. They made each other laugh, a vital spark in their shared recovery journey. As Chloe slowly regained her strength, Mark realized something profound. His family wasn't defined by blood or distance. It was the connections they shared, the unwavering love and support that formed the threads of their unique tapestry. Life, as it always does, marched on. Lily graduated, landed a dream job in a bustling city, and found love in the form of a kind-eyed architect with a passion for travel. Chloe, after overcoming physical challenges, embraced art therapy, helping others find solace in self-expression. One sunny afternoon, Mark stood proudly at the head of the aisle, watching his daughter walk towards him, a radiant vision in white. Chloe, the picture of grace in a pastel blue bridesmaid dress, stood beside Sarah, a tear glistening in her eye. As Lily placed her hand in his, her smile reflecting a lifetime of love and shared dreams, Mark knew this wasn't just a wedding, it was a celebration of family, found in the most extraordinary of circumstances. The little girl with the fiery red hair and a mischievous glint in her eye, who had led him to an unexpected family, was about to embark on a new chapter, her heart brimming with love for the unique tapestry of her life. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. These other stories on your screen will also entertain you.